Question 2 is how effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts? So as you can see on this slide, I've shown how our front cover is very similar to the Empire front cover. And then I've wrote about the role of magazines. Now, magazines are essential to the advertising of films. A lot of people who look at films for their deeper meaning will actually read magazines such as Empire and Film. This is because it gives them a bit of more of an insight into the film that the average viewer wouldn't normally see. So you'll get interviews off directors and people like that. The way that magazines work are they are actually beneficial for both the company and the film. This is because people will buy the magazine to look at the film, which obviously is more advertising for the film, gets a bit more excitement for them. But then at the same time, the magazine will be able to have exclusive interviews and facts about the film, which will make people buy it. And obviously, people are paying money to buy the magazine, which is producing profit for them. So now I've shown the film poster. I've picked one with the same type of colour scheme, although the authentic film poster is a little bit more colourful, as it's not a psychological film. But as you can see, we've stuck to many of the same conventions. So you can see we've got the title, the actor's name, the release date, stuff like that. So how the film industry uses film posters to advertise their media product is quite interesting. So the main, looking into my research, the main reason that film posters are produced are just to make people go and watch the trailer. So say film posters could be put anywhere, the side of billboards, on buildings, on the side of buses, things like that. So then people will go away from that and think that looked interesting, so I'll go and see the trailer. So what they'll do is they'll try and put as much information into one image as possible, even if that's not representative of the film. So for example, in our film poster, we've got the asylum in the background, where the character in the foreground. There's no point in the trailer where you actually see this, as the character is never actually shown outside of the asylum. But by putting that in, the connotations that brings to the audience and the insight that gives them, they're more likely to go watch the trailer, which will obviously present them the opportunity to look more into the film. So how do these tasks relate to my trailer? Well, my magazine front cover is something that I felt was very important for the reasons that I've stated before. We wanted to make this task as realistic as possible. So what we've tried to do is make it so our advertising would be the same as what a film company would do. Obviously, the film company wouldn't be making their own magazine, but that's just the nature of being an A2 student. However, by putting the information on, such as the actor, and then drumming up a bit of popularity by putting old films in there. So we've got Logan in there, which is a film that's just come out. People might see that, think, oh, I want to watch Logan, read the magazine, but then flick over to our film, because obviously we are an independent company. We've not made a film before, so we need to bring audiences in who otherwise wouldn't watch our film. And the film poster, basically the same reason. We wanted it to be realistic, so we've made the film poster to advertise our film. We've shown key things in there, such as the release date. It really annoys me when I see film posters without a release date, or a release date that says, for example, coming this winter. It doesn't give me an exact date when the film's coming out, and I can't really think, oh right, I'm going to save this trailer, I'm going to watch it a bit later on, and I can't really get excited about it. So we've put that in. We've put the title in quite large. Obviously, if it's going past on a bus or something like that, you're only going to get a split few seconds to see it. So for this reason, the title being big will draw the audience's eye to it. So just things like that, basically, to get the audience looking at our poster, to get the audience thinking, right, I want to go and see that film. So the conventions that I've decided to use for both of them. So for the magazine front cover, I've used the Empire logo and then many of their conventions. By putting the character in front of the logo, it makes it look real. I felt like making it look as authentic as possible, increasing the verisimilitude is really beneficial to it. As if you go past and you look at it and you think, right, that doesn't quite look legit, you're not going to want to look into it a bit more, and you won't realise any of the other conventions or where we've gone against conventions. So down the side we've got some taglines. Taglines are really important, as obviously we are an independent company. If people don't see that, for example, we're writing about the Transformer film, Planet of the Apes, stuff like that, people aren't going to come and look at this trailer just for us. Although we are on the front cover, they might think, "Oh right, I'm not interested. I haven't heard of that film." So we have gone against conventions actually by using a child actor on the front. Now this is something that I thought was really important, as it draws the main unique selling point of our film right to the audience's faces. This hasn't been done before on an Empire magazine. It's always been adults on the front cover, or a collection of adults and children. There's never been just one standalone child actor on the front cover. For our film poster, the title is actually something where we've kept with conventions, is it's big and it's all across the screen, as well as the release date, the actor's name. This is something which we have gone against conventions slightly for. Normally, when there's not big actors, they won't put the actors' names in large letters, obviously, as no one's going to see that name and think, right, I want to see that movie, particularly for them, as you'd get with some bigger actors like Tom Cruise or Will Smith. So basically, we've put that name in there in effort to kind of boost up the actor's popularity, and maybe even hypothetically this actor is someone famous. If we had a larger budget, we could have done that. And then at the bottom we've put through everything such as the directors, production companies, stuff like that, just to make it kind of look more real.